Hello everyone, this is Araphone with another one-off video. This is Nanaca Crash. It's something I stumbled across back in college. I remember us playing around with it in the Unix labs because this being a Flash game, you could run it on any system with a Flash player. These days, with Flash player being officially discontinued, you'd need a standalone program to be able to run it. It's not too hard to find one of those if you're looking for it. Anyway, Nanaca Crash is based on a Japanese visual novel called Cross Channel, and based on is very loosely in the sense that the characters are from it, and Nanaca running into Taiichi with her bicycle is from the plotline, and that's really about it. Otherwise, the gameplay has pretty much nothing whatsoever to do with it. The instructions, of course, are all in Japanese since this was a Japanese game. Short version, you have this thing going back and forth. You press down the mouse cursor to fix your angle, release it to get your power, and she'll smack into him. Now, aerials, you get these aerial crashes you can do. You get 3 up per game, the down, when you use it, recharges it. Basically, she can teleport in on her bicycle to smack him down, try to hit him into other characters, or hit him upward to try to give him more distance and knock him away from characters. Special, some of the characters, when you come in contact them, you may get this special indicator going. You click when that is flashing, and you get a special thing instead of whatever the normal effect is. As it says here, you have about 0.7 seconds to do that. That's really plenty of time if you're paying attention. And then the characters. These are all characters from Cross Channel, but what they do in Nanaca Crash is, for the most part, pretty different. We have Kiri here. Kiri adds to his speed, launching at a 45-degree angle, or adding momentum in that direction. Miki is a little stronger than Kiri, but she gives you a more vertical boost. I think it was Touko. Touko is, again, slightly stronger than Kiri and launches you in a more horizontal direction, so basically these two are counterparts to each other. Misato, normally if Taiichi hits her, she kind of latches onto her and that's game over. However, if you trigger her special, that's the most powerful special of any of the 4. Then you have the guys, there's Sakuraba. If you hit him, he changes your angle. I think he basically just flips your horizontal and vertical momentum, but does not change your speed. Tomoki slows you down, more than just hitting the ground does. Youko is kind of weird, where if you hit her, normally it doesn't do anything, but she'll go off and kind of block the next character he runs into, but if that character is one of the other girls, that triggers a special. At least that's how I recall it. Or maybe it was something to do with multiples of distance. Anyway, we'll get into the game and see how that works. Nanaca is the character that you come closest to directly controlling. She's the one who launches Taiichi at the beginning of the game. You can teleport her in as you're playing to get some extra stuff. She's also involved in some very special attacks that do strange and weird things. And Taiichi, the protagonist of Cross Channel, who in this just flies. Let's just start. This is one of those games that's really easier to show by playing than by not. You can change your meter here from vertical speed, horizontal speed, or overall speed and direction. Quality, typical for sound or Flash games, sound you can turn on or off. Anyway, there's Taiichi. He's standing here. He's your target. Your aerials in the top left. Let's just get started with the actual game first. You press and hold the mouse button to fix your angle. That will get the power going back and forth. You release to launch. So 35 degrees, 90-some% power. That's pretty good. This is one of those games where your objective is to go as far as you can. It's not terribly nice to Taiichi, but whatever. He's... Actually, all the characters are kind of weird and... they can be likable, but they have issues. Every last one of them. That's kind of the point of the game, as I remember. No, anyway. Yeah, you hit him, he slows you down. As is mentioned, you get these aerial boosts. This downward one recharges when you're in the Yeah, you need to be high enough and not too high. So that recharges when you're in this intermediate zone. But you can only have one stocked at a time, so it doesn't hurt to use them every so often. It gives them a little more momentum. It's mostly forward more than to the up and down, which is generally a good thing. You want more horizontal momentum because you'll hit more characters, and that's what lets you extend your run. Of course, if you hit the wrong character at the wrong time, or just the wrong character period, that's bad for you. Okay, that was what Youko does. Is normally, when you hit her, she runs off and blocks the next girl he hits from doing anything. If he hits one of the guys, nothing special happens. But I believe it's when you're at certain distances, it will trigger a special attack that has Nanaca come in and do something weird. Yeah, specials, as I mentioned, when you trigger one of those get you an extra boost. Misato's is especially strong, but it's also risky, because if you hit her at the wrong time, your run just ends. The other specials, they all work differently. They will light up on the special bar when the special is available, and each of them has different conditions. Basically, Miki and Kiri, as I remember, each of them will activate when the other one of the pair is the next character after her. Misato's lights up when you've hit one of the other girls, and then unlights when you hit the ground. So basically you need to go from one of the other girls into her without touching the ground in between. Okay, and I'm about to run out of momentum, and the run is over. So that's about 1.7 kilometers. That's, let's see, that's a bit over a mile, I believe. And we can go again. It's a bit of a weak launch, but there's everything. There, she blocked Kiri. Try to knock him down into Touko. Kind of missed. It's hard to aim those, that's deliberate. But it's also part of the strategy. I think I'm gonna bounce on her. There we go. And yeah, if you hit her when her special's not activated, he kind of latches onto her, and that's the end of the run. There, 100%. Not that it makes that much difference, it's just your starting velocity. And I think yeah. Did not mean to do that. I mean, you want a pretty strong start, but it doesn't really matter in the long run, as long as you get the run going. There's Touko. I think I may have gone a little too soon. Yeah. But it was soon enough that he bounced over Misato instead of hitting the ground and then into her. That's why it's risky to go for her special intentionally, because if you try to hit her and you're short, he hits the ground first, that deactivates the special, and your run is over. Yeah. Touko combos into herself. If she's the last girl you hit, then her special is active. Which makes her very nice. Okay, let's see if I can get... Nope, no special though. Yeah, I forget how exactly the Youko specials work. I think it's if your distance is a multiple of something and one of the girls is there, then something happens. Assuming you trigger the special fast enough. The voice clips are actual lines from the game also. Cross-channel, that is. Other thing you can do with the up boost is, if you get a decent launch going, you just wait for him to come back down into the zone where you can use the boosts, and do another one. But the up boosts, once you've used them, that's it for the run. The down boost, recharge, up boost, once they're gone, they're gone. And one more. See, we have a forward velocity of 88 meters per second. After the run, I think I'll convert that into miles per hour, just for reference for people who are not familiar with metric. Which, I'm not as familiar with it as I'd like to be myself, so... up to 91 meters per second. Remember, that's just the forward velocity. If you factor in the vertical velocity also. That'll give you a higher net velocity. Or overall. Change the meter. There's your up-down velocity, and yeah, the red one is direction and speed. So that's overall velocity. 90... and you hit the ground. I think when you hit the ground, you lose something like 10 or 20% of your momentum. If you hit the one guy whose name I can't remember, that's double that, as I recall. Anyway, point is you want to be hitting characters to get your boost continuing, but you don't want to be hitting the wrong characters or at the wrong time. So it's partly luck-based, it's partly skill-based. Yeah, you can see every so often this is flashing. Is it multiples of 110, maybe? Yeah, missed her. That might have done it. But I'm not sure. It would be nice to get one of her specials because they are weird. And definitely worth showing off. But I'm not sure it's going to happen. So I'll try a few runs, keep recording, and if one comes up, I'll edit it into the video, and if not, then I'll just end it whatever. Well, there's the Kiri and Miki special, one of them anyway. There's a different one if they're in the reverse order. I believe the placement of the characters is random. I mean, there's one every 10 meters, but other than that, which is where is randomized. Yeah, this has been Arafellin playing Nanaca Crash, and doing moderately unpleasant things to Taiichi, but we're running on comic book rules here, so he can take it.